Oh, that's new. I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, it's so because dodginess was happening with the Zoom boom of the COVID era.
Mm-hmm.
People were secretly recording people like weirdos would, like creepy, strange weirdos would. So now Zoom makes it very clear when you're being recorded.
It yells at you and says you're being recorded. Okay, fair enough.
Hello, everyone. Should we say what's happening?
Oh, okay. Yes, it is Wednesday, the 19th of May, 2021. We are playing Dungeons and Dragons, and I can't even remember the name we were going to call this.
Night's Dark Terror.
That's right.
It's Night's Dark Terror, where terror is singular.
That's right.
I said terror.
You did.
Yes.
In fact, I said terror instead of terror.
Terra, as in the planet.
Night's Dark Terror.
And it's apparently Nitdane, the 8th of Thalmont.
Oh, Jesus. Nitdane?
Nitdane. The days of the week are Lunadane, Gromdane, Therdane, Moldane, Nitdane, Loshdane, and Soladane.
Loshdane.
It's all very Germanic, to be honest.
Love
It's
it.
all very Germanic. Certainly comes across as Germanic, which is weird because the rest of it is quite Slavic.
It's not Nitdane the 8th of Thalmont, it's Loshdane the 9th of Thalmont.
Aha!
Oh, someone hasn't been marking off the days on the calendar.
That was Stroud's job.
That was my job. I didn't know another day had passed.
Well, it's morning now.
Yes, which is why the
Now
goblins
it
have said the light of morn.
I will mark off the 8th and
In his defence, it wasn't morning last gaming session. I think.
Thank you.
that.
It was.
Well, it was. The dawn
the
was
sun
breaking.
Rose and the goblins
Oh.
fled.
The dawn was
And it
breaking.
was the 9th of Thalmont since midnight.
You had
Yeah.
a 5-second window to mark that down.
Oh,
and
you-
failed.
You could have marked it down after midnight.
The bats only appeared in the
It
9th
was
of
me
Thalmont.
thinking, cutting down, fleeing goblins.
Loshdane the 9th of Thalmont.
But obviously, I was
Thalmont the
supposed to
ninth.
whip out the little calendar and let that
Oh.
goblin go and mark down the next day. I forgot that was more important.
Remember the 9th of Thalmont.
There's the
Bats and
Thalmont.
goblins and blood.
Yeah.
That is anything like a Thalmont.
Okay. As dawn breaks over the homestead of Sukiskin, it reveals the carnage caused by the battle of the night before.
That's a boring name for a battle.
It's the battle of the night before. It's not, oh God.
That was going to sing a saga about that.
Heckles from the peanut gallery.
Lacking a good name, it'll simply slip from history. Nobody will sing sagas about it.
All right, so you do have some sleepy goblins that could be secured,
I thought we were going to stick them in the river.
or they'll run away otherwise. So up to you.
Okay,
What are you
let's-
going to do with these goblins
I don't
before they
know,
wake up?
let's tie them up or slit their throats or something. What do people want to do?
Well, what did the
Is there any advantage in interrogating them?
I don't know. You won't know that until you interrogate them.
How do you interrogate a goblin?
It would help enormously if you spoke goblin to start with,
Which I did.
Yeah.
which a couple of characters do.
Great
So
idea.
there's one problem solved.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just going around and tie them up while everybody's making a decision.
That's probably.
Because we can
Might
still
as
kill
well
them.
try and interrogate them, because whether we're going to kill them or not, we could.
I can't remember how many there are. There's about half a dozen or more.
And do they burn with
With the fire of God.
do they burn in sunlight?
No. Well, they don't like it. They may dazzles their eyes. And maybe they're more
Well, if
sensitive.
they don't burn in sunlight, we need a large magnifying glass.
No,
They're probably more sensitive to sunburn than other people, maybe. But no, they're just creatures of the night. They don't. They,
Either a
like,
large magnifying glass or a large parabolic mirror could be used.
they don't like the sun. It's not like they're vampires that will, just
While
turn into ash or
Peter's
something.
character is tying up the goblins, my character will go out with anybody who actually wants, and we shall assess the situation, see what sort of repairs can be made, because they're probably going to come back tomorrow, the next night, and we need to be ready for them. So let's take stock of the situation, see what repairs can be made. So these are the sleeping goblins we're tying up.
Hmm.
The ones that got zapped by your sleep spell, yes.
The
Don't
ones
we have to
outside.
go in pursuit of the horses? Or we're just going to hang here, are
Well,
we?
yes.
Well,
Well,
what's
as it happens, Piotr, remember Piotr, the clan chief?
Yes.
Mm.
He's very keen to recover the horses.
Yeah,
Okay.
And he's
Okay.
hoping to convince you lot to go after them.
yeah.
But
I mean,
there
it's
is,
all well and good to secure the
because he said, I have people who, people can help me with with repairing that,
Oh, okay.
repairing the thing.
All right, good luck, Piotr.
In that case, what details can Piotr? Has he told us everything about which direction the horses were taken in, how long ago, by who, how many?
Wouldn't one of these goblin idiots maybe be able to help us if we interrogate them?
Maybe. Remember, there are 3 tribes of goblins, and they're
Yeah.
working together, but they might not necessarily know what each other is doing.
I think it's worth finding out.
Yeah.
So Taras, I can't remember which one's Taras. He's one of them. He's. Let me see if I can quickly work out who the hell Taras is compared to Piotr.
Can I just point out none of us have any sleep?
Yes, you might need a little bit of a rest.
sleepies?
Okay.
That's fair. Who is Taras? He's some guy.
That guy keeps turning up.
How do we?
Section
I've only lost 2 hit points anyway. But how do we regain hit points in first edition?
by resting or by magics,
Okay.
effectively.
How many do we get back by resting?
Oh God,
Well, it'd
it's a
be
good
easier to
question, but it's
magic.
not one I know off the
It'd
top of
be
my head.
easier to magic.
Is it?
That's right. I've only
Easier
lost
magic
2.
by, and then gain the magic by resting.
True.
Yes.
Weirdly
How
enough,
many-
that's true, which is why it's a bit silly.
How many spells does Urban's character get?
Let me just check the basic rules to see what it says, assuming I can find it.
Yeah. Well, while you're doing that, Dave, just screen share for me so I can read through the module and help you out.
I'm trying healing. I'm trying searching for healing. Oh God, what is happening? Nothing apparently.
I don't think you can, is that the PDF? Because I didn't think you could.
Oh no,
search
no,
that one.
you can. You
Oh.
can. I discovered it's because I don't know, for some reason it's really slow when you type something in. But yes, I'm now getting a whole bunch of.
Do you want me to look it up while you
Links. Well, it would be helpful. Yes.
I was just going to have a quick look here.
It's because it's not something we absolutely need to know right now, but it would be nice to know. And then we might write it down somewhere so that we don't have to look at it again.
Can we rest enough for all of the magic-y kind of people and cleric-y kind of people to regain all their stuff?
Yes, hang on. Let me just have a look at this text and see what's going on. I think it's probably fair to say, well, except that the quarry, that is the horses, are,
On the move.
on the move and currently,
Yep.
well, potentially. So it might need.
Well, I might just stay behind then.
No, you can't stay behind, Ray. We need you.
Don't split the party.
If he has no spells, though.
Yeah, if I have no spells, I'm only limited to my genius.
But
You keep
Ray, your
moving on.
presence brings me comfort. For each day of rest, a character will regain 1 hit point. Up to
One?
7 days.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
One.
that would be the case.
Who is the most wounded?
However, a
Um,
character with a penalty or
yes.
poor constitution
I've got
must
that.
deduct weekly the penalty score from his or her days of healing. But
Sorry, say that again.
if you've got a penalty in your constitution, so if you've got a minus in your con, then
What about a positive? What about a bonus? What happens then? Do you get extra hit points in a week? Is it like a week? Surely it would apply
you've got
both
to
ways.
continuously rest for a week in order to get a bonus.
And that's not happening.
Then you get your bonus, yeah. So then you'll get 7 plus whatever your bonus is for your constitution.
That's for constant. So if we do nothing for a week, one day I'll heal 2 hit points instead of 1 hit point.
It's probably
That's
something
not
like
worth
that.
it.
Yeah.
So I did give everyone a potion of healing before this
This
adventure
is
started.
true.
Yeah.
My thought is to carry on with what Ray suggested. If we assuming that Urban's character actually.
The other
has
thing
at
is that
least one-
Urban's character has a healing spell,
Yes,
and I don't think he cast a single spell during the entire
Okay.
battle.
Of course not.
that's fine.
So he would be able to.
That's Jono.
Except that's a thief.
Yeah, no, but it's written right there, but I don't know how many spells.
Oh
he's-
no! Oh god, guys, it's worse. I was
Yeah,
that was,
if
that
he
was
actually uses
actually
magic, he'll get upset.
that was actually the first edition AD&D. The original D&D is on the first day of complete rest, no hit points will be regained, but every other day thereafter, 1 hit point will be regained.
Oh, fuck. No one's going to keep track of that.
Well, I'm not going to keep track of it. I'm just going to go with 1.
But Pete, that's why we have a calendar.
Friends Day, I gain 1 hit point.
It's Falmont, the Indane. I get a hit point.
Suggest we
You
use
get
up-
one every second midday.
Gosh dang.
On Football Day, I get 2.
I would suggest that we use up the cure light wounds and then rest.
Who's so how
I'm-
damaged are people?
I'm
Peter's
da-
fairly
I'm down
damaged.
7.
He's down 7.
who's
What
two
about other
worse than
people?
me?
I
I'm
think
only down
David-
Yeah, 2. I'm not
So
two.
I think-
Two. I'm not
I
too
think he can
concerned.
heal
I
himself.
am not.
Question to find out.
Yeah,
I
good
am not
point.
damaged at all.
Okay, let's look at Jono's
The wizard, being a squishy wizard, should not be damaged at all.
I don't understand what Jono's done here with his hit
Oh, I
points.
think he's fucked it up,
So
and I hope he fixed it.
There goes our
From-
PG rating.
Sorry, fuck.
I think he's originally 10 and he's on 8 now. So he's down 2. Is I
No,
noticed
okay.
that.
Programs.
I'm going to take. Whoops, excuse me. I'm going to take control of Urban's
Better you
character
than me.
and roll a dice and give you 5 hit points.
Oh, I get 5.
Yeah, because
okay.
it's D6 plus 1.
Yeah.
So he's cast a spell upon the ye.
Okay, so I'm currently
And then
at 17.
everyone else I'm going to assume is as they are. Now,
That's perfect.
Piotr, he wants you to go out to the horses quickly before the goblins get away. He
Okay.
says, with so many horses, the goblins will be easy to track.
If we had coconuts, we'd move faster.
The goblins cannot ride horses. And so Taras, who wants to come with you,
Yep.
and you lot will easily be able to catch up with them
They're
Easy.
taking the dude with the shield.
if we live soon. The Vipers, well, I haven't actually told you this, but the Vipers are one of the tribes, and well, actually, no, I think I have told you, but I'll remind you. So 3 goblin tribes
Mhm.
attacked, but you only really engaged with the wolf skulls and the red blades.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
The Vipers turned up early, broke out the horses and buggered off with them.
Okay.
So
And
Because
the others stayed by
because
their
of course Piotr and Taras and everyone else saw that happen, but you did
Mhm,
not.
mhm. Yeah, no, that's fine.
He says the Vipers are a cowardly mob and have even less taste for a fight during the day. Piotr offers a reward of 20 gold pieces for each horse
So the
recovered.
Vipers are a clan.
Each
The Vipers are, the Vipers are one of the 3 clans of the Goblins of the Dimrak Forest.
Yeah, okay.
So we
Clan,
actually-
tribe, I don't know.
So
tribe, probably.
We didn't actually see the horses go. They just Piotr's telling us this.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
we heard them go, didn't we?
Yeah,
Oh, you heard they were literally leaving when you arrived. Yes. They were literally stampeding out when you arrived. Yes.
I think it's worth a try to see if any of these goblins know where the
He's
Vipers are.
going to pay us more money to get them back so we can
Okay.
deliver them somewhere else to get more money.
Yeah, good plan.
Now, exactly.
After we retrieve them, we should demand a finder's fee.
Well, he's
I think that's what the
offering us 3 gold pieces per horse that we bring back.
I think he's already been incredibly generous.
Yes, he is.
Hello,
Yeah.
Saxon. No, you're not Saxon. You're not Saxon. You're Jono. Come back out. Go out back out and come back in so I can get it right. You can close that door correctly now to keep the cold out and the heat in.
We don't have a date tonight.
No.
Yeah, we do.
No, well,
He's in frugal.
you do have a Dave. He's just on the other end of the internet
All right, okay.
via Zoom,
He's zooming.
and we're
Jenny.
and it's currently being recorded over the Zooms.
All right.
So
Needed some more.
empty calories, the best
I've
kind.
had plenty of those tonight.
All right. So not a lot has happened except, well, you've surveyed the devastation. You've tied up some sleeping goblins, and that's about it. Now I will allow. So Piotr, and Taras. I'll work out who the hell Taras is later.
Taras is one of the villagers. He's a male.
He's one of the people of the Sukiskin clan. Is keen for you guys. Taras will go with you to chase after the Viper clan of goblins who stole the horses. So of the 3 goblin tribes that attacked you, or clans, I'm using these terms interchangeably right now, which may be dangerous. Then
Come back to bite us later.
The Viper clan turned up first. They were the one grabbing the horses just as we arrived last night.
because you heard the horses whinnying.
And then the other 2 tribes were the ones which basically covered for them.
Right.
And they were the ones that we fought.
And they're probably fairly sorry about doing that right now.
Yeah.
The last time we helped you out on one of your stupid schemes.
I should just say, I'm sure it says this here somewhere, but now I can't find it, which is that not all the horses are gone, just the white horses specifically.
They're taking to the guy with the shield.
And so you can be lent horses to chase after the goblins.
Oh,
Hence you have
Better.
a decent chance of catching up.
Oh my God.
I definitely read this before, but now I can't find where it says this.
No, I love that horses have suddenly appeared. That's fantastic.
I'm sure I
Hi,
read.
Dave.
Hey, Jono.
I am certain I read this before, but now I can't fucking find where it says it. But yeah.
Language.
No.
Hitler.
Wait, what?
Satan.
All right, I'll stop.
Ray, Palpatine, Hitler.
I'll stop now.
You started that. I just want you to know that.
I do.
The
I do.
internet is
It's all my fault. I do understand.
Don't start that.
Yeah, I can't find where it says it, but I'm certain I read that before.
That's cool.
Clearly, it's now a thing. You have horses. When I say horses, they're on loan. You don't own them. All
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's fine.
So you can't eat them.
Well, look,
just so you
with
understand
the
that.
reward that they're offering us for each horse that we bring back,
You can
we'll be
get
able
your
to
own
buy
bloody
them.
horses.
It's not
Yes.
a big deal.
Oh, they're giving us
Exactly.
20 gold coins per horse, apparently.
Yes.
Damn.
That's the
Or
motivation.
for every one that we bring back.
Yeah, apparently these people in Sikiskin have a lot of money. But remember, everything like gold. A gold piece is not actually that much money in D&D. It was like, yeah. Anyway,
That would be because the people writing the game have no idea how much.
they
gold
basically
is worth.
translated gold pieces into American dollars, and that was the basis on which everything was
You
decided.
basically need aluminium
Whereas-
to be really hugely expensive. What was it? It's
No,
platinum
not-
or something?
not
What
aluminium.
was it called?
Electrum.
Electrum.
Electrum. that's
Which is
it.
ironically actually cheaper than gold. But anyway.
No, platinum. It was platinum. But this is only in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. In this, the highest level, I'm pretty sure is gold. I'm pretty sure that's right. We just work on the gold piece standard here. Thank you.
5 guilders.
Now,
Well, in the sheet we have platinum.
Oh, we
gold,
do have platinum in
electrum.
this version.
Sorry, electrum is between gold. and
oh
silver.
God, they really have all of those? Oh my God.
Copper, silver, electrum,
Oh,
gold.
for the most part, we'll be talking in gold pieces and forget everything else.
Copper's the stuff you throw at people instead of using
Oh
weaponry.
God, yes. Platinum, gold, electrum, silver, and copper.
You have 1,000 copper pieces. What do you do?
I have to ask. Okay, I understand a lot of this is people feeling their way in the role-playing game world, but nevertheless, I have to ask: what made them think? You know what we really need is a currency that subdivides into 5 different types of.
5 levels, each an order of magnitude different from
10.
each other.
Yeah.
Oh, were they different? I thought they didn't went up and down by 10.
Yes, yes. So an order of
Oh.
magnitude.
When has
Yes.
platinum ever been a mainstay of the currency?
One of
Um,
my friends is currently going on about how Bitcoin is the currency of the future.
Oh, Jesus. No, it's not.
No,
It's
It
not
really,
a currency, it's
really-
ostrich eggs.
it's
Really
now illegal in
isn't.
China for purchasing.
it's well, the environmental
Yeah,
impact
yeah,
of it is
yeah.
horrifying. But anyway,
Well, yeah, but that's only because we're stupid with how we produce power.
no, yeah.
If we replaced our power,
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we replaced our power with nuclear / renewables, it would no longer be an issue.
Well, assuming I still think
I
at
mean, I
some
think
point,
we would be-
at some
we
point
would be
we'd
spending a lot of
we'd
resources.
consume all the available power just making stupid bitcoins.
What
Yeah.
you've got is one person
Still be-
owning hundreds of
we
computers in
consuming
the
lots
base
of resources, even if it's just the
Yeah.
resources to dig the
They're
uranium
still
out of the
finite,
ground.
at least in
Yes.
terms of storage, if not in terms of
And
source.
becoming infinitely more, takes infinitely more effort to produce one
Oh,
coin.
yeah, it's nuts.
Yes.
Now,
I'm waiting for them to start proposing Dyson spheres to power all Bitcoin computers.
anyway, back to this. So
Details.
I will allow you some time to get your bearings, etc. Before I'm assuming you're agreeing to rushing off after the horses. You're not being forced to, but you are being incentivized.
What other thing is there to do? We
That's
go.
The other thing is
There's
we
nothing
can
else
wait
to do.
here and get spells back, but then this is a complication.
The other alternative is wait here for Dave to throw goblin wave after goblin wave at us.
How long could be the adventure?
So I'm giving you an opportunity to have a look around if you think looking around might be useful.
Subtle. Hints.
Also,
Yeah.
you have goblins tied up that you might want to do something with.
Oh, so we still get to interrogate these guys. Okay.
Yeah, well,
Let's
you
do
know,
that.
but
I think so.
you have some confidence of catching up with the Vipers, but not if you spend all day faffing around.
What would be a chance of tracking?
It's the terror in interrogation.
Oh, the sleep spell's over by now.
Oh, okay. In that case, interrogate them, get what information we need, and head off.
I don't speak goblin.
Any chance of tracking the horses?
Well, if you have a look around, you might be able to work that out.
John is the country boy. He should go look around.
I'm happy to do that.
Claude, go look round.
Claude.
I'm not Claude, I'm Miroslav. Miroslav. Okay, so what sort of thing am I rolling to?
Just roll a D100, and I have some percentage chances here in front of me, which I may
I have
adjust.
003.
Oh, that's very good. No matter what I decided the percentage chance was. So, a couple of things. In fact, you did so well, I'm going to give you several things at once. After a bit of a wander around, the first thing you notice...
So I've just done a Sherlock scan there, haven't
You've
I?
done well, quite well.
Mm.
Ample evidence of goblins around here, much to your surprise.
Including bits of them.
Campfires, stripped goblin bodies, as in they died and other goblins took all their stuff, presumably.
There is a lot of evidence of goblin.
Chewed animal bones and other rubbish. Numerous footprints of goblins and wolves. And you think something else. They look a bit like goblin prints, but they're considerably larger. Larger than anything you saw during the night.
Bloody orcs, aren't they?
Well, it depends how
Probably
large.
hobgoblin.
While you're looking at one of these
They're
larger
called tattooed men.
footprints, you notice a glint amongst the mud.
Pretty sure they were.
Are these
in
larger
shoes.
footprints larger than man footprints?
No.
Are they actual footprints or are they boot prints?
Good question. Do these things wear
Swiftly making up
shoes?
details.
I'm going to say, did the goblins wear shoes? Probably not. I'm going to say no. They're like,
Okay, so they're definitely goblinoid type things.
Yeah.
So they're not hobbits.
um,
They could wear shoes.
yes, yeah. So like a goblin print, but bigger. So,
so
let's
all-
say without shoes.
Orcs are ogres, basically. Or hobgoblins.
Anyway, you see a glint of something shiny, but it's covered in muck. You'll need to pull it out of the muck
my birthday.
to see what it is. To see what it is, if you dare, if you want to, if you dare.
I'll never come back.
Where's Jono's
What are you
character?
doing
He
about the
tripped and fell
glinty
in the
thing?
river.
I'm a thief. Of course, I'm picking it up.
You're picking up the glinty thing. You see that it's a silver amulet. The amulet is in the shape of a ruined tower.
Okay, it's a bit muddy, so I'll give it a good buff up on my coat.
A bit of a buff up. Now, who are these guys? You should know who these guys are, even if I'm not 100% sure.
Land of
It's
the
one of
Ruined
the goblin tribes.
It's So
Eightford.
you recognise the symbol.
Hmm.
Now, I'll give yourself an intelligence roll. So to be clear, roll a d20, get intelligence score or less.
Bugger. I had to do it.
All right. Yeah, not too sure. You think you've seen this before, but you can't remember
7.
where. You won't know because you don't have local knowledge about local.
So it couldn't be
things.
what's his fate in the province next door.
But you could ask someone else who's local.
Yes.
Who else is local?
Well,
All the
we gotta-
people in
Got a
Sukiskin.
entire village.
All the
Local
NPCs who
people.
live at this farm.
Local people from local town.
Todoroshi, I'm fairly sure.
Pietor. Ask Pietor.
Piotr.
Piotr. I'm fairly
Ah,
sure I've seen this symbol before.
yes.
Piotr, have you seen one of these?
What is the symbol?
Broken tower.
A ruined tower. Ah, I think it is symbol of the Yellow Fang goblins.
Did we just fight those off?
No, we did not.
We did the wolf's head and the red sabers.
And the other ones were the Vipers. So.
The red blades, the wolf skulls, and the vipers.
Yeah.
Sorry, there are 4 tribes.
Now there are 4. The Yellow Fangs.
They have a cave troll.
Now hang on. P.S.
No, sorry.
I'm going to look this up quickly. Sorry, it'll take me a minute to
Never
get
make
there.
coffee while we do that.
I got to say, it'd be really nice if they gave me page numbers, but instead they give me these code numbers for encounters, and it's like I don't know what order they're in. So it's saying look at PS 6, and it's like, okay, which chapter is PS 6 in?
What does PS stand for?
I don't know. I think the name of the chapter.
Oh, okay. So they're all different letters.
Yeah.
Oh god.
It refers to the numbering system, and it's pretty stupid.
So this is one thing this module is not praised for, I suspect, is the code system that they record everything in. Oh God, where the hell would this be?
Wouldn't help if you went to your paper copy. Would you be able to find it?
Well, I'd have to dig that out,
But even if it
and
was
then
in
it'll fall apart.
Even if it was in a book, you'd be going, "Where the hell is this?"
Exactly, it wouldn't actually. I think PS stands for pull-out sheet.
Ah,
So maybe they're all repeated at the bottom.
I'm there, Millie. Please stop looking at the secret
I'm
things.
sorry.
Oh, fuck it, who knows? Just make a note of that. Yellow Fang. We'll work out what they are later. You guys don't know anyway
What don't we know?
who the Yellow Fang goblins are.
Well,
Except maybe Jono's character.
we're guessing with a name like Yellow Fang, they probably don't. They don't probably earn their reputation by bandaging engineered animal rewards.
Here's the thing though, of course. This also has text search, so I should have just used that.
As what, sorry?
Text search.
OCR.
Okay, so the only other thing that you know now is the Yellow Fang goblins are not a tribe from the Dimrak forest. So the locals of Sukiskin are nowhere near as familiar with them and their ways.
so
And nor, for that matter, is Jono's character.
so they're from over the border.
They're from further north.
Oh,
The
further
Yellow
north.
Fangs. What are the Yellow Fangs?
That
And all these other-
brings us back to the question that Ray and myself were discussing with Dave way back about 6:30. It seems like a whole bunch of the
Different-
different tribes have been somehow
Unified in their
Unified.
purpose
And
for
that's
some
pretty
reason.
hard to manage, isn't it?
Yes, it does
Yeah.
seem it does seem very
They're more like
disturbing.
eat each other, but to join each other.
Yes, it's pretty common for them to fight amongst themselves. Yes. I mean, they did anyway. You know, because one tribe buggered off with the horses, left the other two behind. And then they had a little falling out during the night, if you may recall.
Yeah.
I think it may be time to have a chat with our prisoners.
Yes, who are all red blades, by the way, because those were the ones that were attacking at the time. So,
Who looks the tallest and most physically menacing of us? Because I'm thinking that
And speaks
it's
Goblin?
it's less character. Does anyone speak Goblin?
Yes.
oh, I should just add while you're going in your amazing scout around where you learnt everything, the other really obvious thing you saw was very obviously which way the horses went because of all the horse footprints.
Well, let's face it, that's not going to be something you miss easily, is it? That's not going to take.
It's actually quite difficult to tell where the various goblins went because they went all over the place. But it is,
that have the horses.
but it is very clear where the ones with the horses went. And they went to the, I think the south. I'll check the map, but I'm pretty sure they went to the south.
Okay. Well, just confirm that Teacher Dave, his character does not speak Goblin.
Oh, they went to the east. I lied. They went to the east.
Okay.
Not that it matters hugely. Well, it will later, but not right now.
So under the circumstances then, there's only two characters who speak Goblin. The one who is most menacing is either physically menacing, which is my dwarven character, or Ray's magician wizard if he starts kind of,
That's true.
breathing himself in green fire and sort of threatening to blast them with bitty bits.
Trifle not with wizards.
Goblins are quite familiar with the ways of dwarves, but
Yeah,
maybe not from sorcerers from the east. They may find that more intimidating. Maybe, perhaps.
Well, if you guys go and play the age-old game of Scare the Goblin,
Mm-hmm.
now the fact that they're familiar with dwarves does not mean that a big, heavily armed dwarf won't be scary. In fact, probably the very reverse.
Yes.
It means that it's a known threat.
So what I'll need you to do is think about what you're going to ask them.
Yes. So the general thrust will be, who are you? What
That's
are you
easy.
doing here? And where did you take the horses? And why? Anybody else got any further ideas?
We are the Red Blades. Red are our blades.
Also, ready your necks after we've had a go at you.
And why are you working with the others?
Who's the others?
Or all the others.
All the others, the vipers who took the horses, the wolf's heads.
Dirty vipers took the horses,
They did.
Well, they,
betrayed us.
obviously, they wanted them from something. What did you want them for?
Horses are valuable. We can sell them or eat them.
You're going to eat them?
Tasty white horses.
A white horse is tastier than normal horses.
That is what Black said. Shut up. Shut up.
No, I think you should keep talking. Who is Black? Come on.
Well, I think at this point, I'm not just going to give everyone everything away for free.
Yeah, I know. We're going to have to start making intimidation rolls or con rolls.
In a skillless system, I just have to sort of make shit up. So it's clearly not charisma.
Mm-hmm.
Who's doing the talking right now?
Whoever speaks Goblin.
Well, there's only two characters.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's either going to be me or it's going to be Shazad. We didn't actually establish in advance who was going to play good cop and who was going to play bad cop. So let's just assume that my character is going to continue doing the interrogation, and Shazad will kind of glare at them, and you actually you don't actually have any spell slots left just at the moment, but can you do something like
quite cold,
kind of have your
I've got the
hands
heater
glow
on,
in
but
a
I'm
menacing
cold.
green colour or something?
Just sort of feel cold.
Yeah.
So I can kind of invent that.
Okay.
No, you know what you can do?
Set fire to your eyebrows.
Stand there, with just the idle flame that a wizard has in his hand when he's doing nothing in particular.
What?
Unfortunately, that doesn't work in this system.
Yeah, no,
I
you
guess-
misun-
I think
misunderstand.
that's
Called set fire to you.
But I'm inventing stuff which is fairly inconsequential.
Come up with a convincing threat,
You stand there with a glower,
and I'll
and he
I may
invents.
reward you.
He invents what you're going to do to them.
Then set fire to them.
All
I'll
you've
go
got to
get
do
some
is look
logs.
menacing.
Anyway, no, I'll be very explicit.
Or
Poke them with a sharp
an
knife.
incentive even.
Mhm.
I think I can persuade him not to blast you to pieces.
Perhaps an incentive might work.
Oh, maybe
Carrot or stick. Stick or carrot.
the offer of revenge against the Vipers.
What
Or-
are you doing?
I
No,
don't think
you
so.
Or even their potential release rather than their sure death. I don't know.
We have no use for a large number of goblins, so either we're going to have to kill them or release them.
Hmm.
So we might as well try and get something out of
Perhaps if they think they're going to be killed, maybe they don't see much point in cooperating.
Question.
What is more useful?
I can't
Goblin?
speak goblin.
A live
so
goblin
I
or a
must
dead goblin?
To whom? To the goblin? Being alive, I would have thought.
Okay. And how can a live goblin be more useful to us than a dead goblin?
I like the way he phrased it.
What?
But are the goblins going to be able to understand the implicit?
I'm not sure.
Which way
It's,
is up?
it's a very subtle and quite good threat, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to pass it. Do you want to continue living, or we fry you with green fire?
That's probably it.
Let us go, and we will tell you who Black is.
Sounds great.
Do you think that is good enough, gentlemen?
Sounds great. Let's
Okay.
find out who Black is.
Sure. We
There
can
you
tell
go.
them that.
Black is big hobgoblin.
Aha!
Yellow Fang.
He has big vampire bats.
VLAK?
VLACK.
Black the Vampire Hobgoblin.
He rides mighty ice wolf, which means a big white wolf.
Mhm.
So he's a big
Was
ice
written by
wolf
Games
riding
Workshop.
hobgoblin.
With vampire bats.
Bats? Sorry,
You
what-
definitely
what-
encountered his bats.
Where does the bat? Oh, he controls the bats.
Excellent. That'll be fun.
He brought all tribes together. We burn out Bulgars village by village. Because
Yeah, why?
for plunder.
Okay.
Sounds great. Let's join their team.
How long ago? Did
And
you
to
start-
drive Bulgars out of forest, which was ours first.
when-
Our forest.
How long ago did Black turn up? How long ago did he start making these alliances?
Oh my God, this is not information I have in front of me
Okay.
right now.
Hang on,
Okay.
kids. I think we've got a Marbo moment here.
Marbo.
Yep.
What?
Our forest. We were here first.
That's racist.
Well,
No, that's Gaza.
well, they're not lying. They were there first. Or rather, their ancestors were.
Well, it depends on your definition of first, though.
What does that mean?
Well, were they
I
white
mean,
men?
first, no, do you mean?
Were they doing anything useful with the land?
Did they
Are
have
we-
trousers?
Are we
Did they
talking
have
about the same thing?
flags?
Trousers.
White picket fences.
Indigenous peoples are not just one people, but lots of peoples.
Were they
I thought
farming?
we were-
Oh,
because the question of who is the indigenous people there is incredibly complicated.
hang on. The background information I need to find is at the beginning of this module, which is telling what the hell's happening. Adventure background. Here we go.
Just who did they displace last? That's right.
Mm.
Doobity
Pretty
doobity
sure the
doo.
Arabs were there first, but I'm weird like that.
The Arabs.
The Phoenicians.
All right, we should give it to Greece. Problem solved.
The Samaritans were there. And
They can't even stop arguing
Well,
with
Samaritans were sort of a mongrel half-breed of Jews and whoever else.
I mean, they're all
Not Jews. Not Jews.
Well,
Israelites.
sorry, Israelites. My apologies.
Semites in general, Semitic speakers.
Semites, yes.
Let's not get into this. It's ridiculous.
You've got your own task
It's
to do.
all completely complicated. no matter
We'll
how you
just
look at
squabble amongst ourselves over here. You get on with
But I
deleting
think the
the
same is
thing.
basically true of the indigenous races. No disrespect at all. But
it. No, but that's
to,
correct.
if you have a plural, what am I
A
trying
number
to say?
of them.
A number of
Plurality,
them.
yes.
Yes.
If you have a number of indigenous races, then we all assume they all kept to their own little ancestral
Yep.
plots and never actually invaded
Okay,
each other.
I know. Well, yeah. In terms of what goblins know, you pretty much know what they know. I think in that they were motivated to join together both out of a sort of cultural revenge
Mhm.
and for the promise of plunder. If there was anything else, what motivated Black to join to unite the tribes in a series of attacks is
He's a man with a
not
mission.
known to these poor hapless humans.
We'll have to ask.
To be fair, plunder and revenge is
It's all the
pretty
all the
decent.
motivation they need.
Pretty
really.
decent.
Possibly a bit of a threat on the side. Those vampire bats look pretty damn scary.
Well, that may or may not be significant because let's face it, that's pretty much just goblin language, isn't it?
Mhm.
Threats are
Yeah,
implied.
yeah. Okay then.
Bloop, bloop.
So we know we must be on the lookout for a big hobgoblin called Black.
Hobgoblin.
He
Oh,
should
blah,
be
blah, blah,
easy
blah.
to spot. He rides a great white wolf.
Yes.
And has a bunch of bats in.
That's
Not
right.
as many bats as he used to. He killed a lot of them.
Mm.
Oh, true.
The bats are apparently allergic to arrows and slingshot bullets. Who knew?
Mhm.
It's actually a surprisingly common weakness.
Yes, people are quite susceptible to that weakness as well.
All right. So what's happening?
Well, having gotten the
We should
information,
go after them.
we can probably make preparations.
What are you
to
doing
go.
with the goblins?
We should let them go as we promised.
Yeah, we should be.
I'm fed up with being a murdering psychopath and would like to not do this.
You wish to discard the path of a murder hobo?
For fuck, we had all that back in the Bruce Kieran era. I don't want to go back there.
Okay.
They run off into the forest.
Guys, from my memory of the map, we haven't explored all the buildings that are around. There was some like
What? This is the village. Were you ransacking the village?
Well,
no, the
it's
buildings,
not a
the
village.
homestead
It's
break.
not a
It's a
village, it's a
homestead.
homestead. But
But
yeah,
there are people living
yes,
here.
in the rooms that are their private rooms.
Yep, they need to check everything out. Make sure there's
But,
no
in,
goblins
but in the
hiding.
tradition of D&D murder hobos, you would go room to room, murdering their occupants and rifling through their possessions.
Oh, God.
I'm making
We kill them
fine.
and take their stuff. That's part of the
Yes.
tradition.
And then we come back later for our 20 gold pieces. Why no one pays us?
Okay. But
Well,
in the
firstly,
here
you
and
took
now,
the
we're
point
going to
off.
try something radically different. We'll go.
And why the
Like,
Grand Duke's agents are here to arrest you.
We shall go and talk with Piotr. Here is the information we got from the goblins. We're all ready to leave now. Let's split.
Okay, so Taras is going with you. I
Alright.
still haven't worked out exactly who Taras is. Maybe now that I've discovered the power of search, the defenders. Well, it just says Taras.
You know,
doesn't
Ray,
say-
what you're doing is incredibly cool, but it's also giving me Rolf Harris flashbacks.
What's he doing?
He's just scribbling with one of his paint
No,
programs.
doesn't seem to say, but he's clearly a member of the clan, presumably related to Piotr in some way. Not Piotr's brother, because Piotr's brother is Stefan, and you've already. Anyway, he's some dude. He has an axe. He's he's one of the more warrior-like members of the clan, so he's a useful guy. to have.
Warriors.
Warrior,
Probably one of
warrior,
the siblings.
warrior,
Warrior. Dun, dun, dun.
and a warrior. He worries a lot with his axe. Now, goblins, right?
Dun, dun,
Oh,
dun.
goodness, now I'm having mental anything flashbacks. Paris is a Viking. He is very useful with his axe.
I don't even remember that.
Berserk Warriors. Don't you remember that? Oh, okay.
From what?
Who did that?
That was mental as anything.
Oh, mental is everything. Anything.
Yes.
I don't remember that song.
No.
I just remember the nips are getting bigger.
Okay.
Another thing to use against you when you go on Twitter.
The nips are getting bigger.
Yeah, completely racist. Yeah.
No, nip being a drink.
Oh, you can claim that, but they'll never believe you.
Actually, that reminds me. I had a bunch of some of my year 10
Being a
were
measure
pulled
of
out
drink.
pulled out of class all through my lesson today. And I'm going, what on earth is going on? And I happened to mention to my daughter, who's also in year 10, and of course is therefore swinging on the grapevine. I asked her, what's going on with year 10? I keep losing them today. And she goes, oh, that'll be about Arnav. I said, what has Arnav done? And she goes, well, he brought half a bottle of whiskey in his water bottle. And then he sculled it in homebrew. And I said, oh, and what happened then? And she goes,
Is he
well,
violently
he
ill?
threw up several times. And she goes, and there's nobody who's even slightly sympathetic because...
And that was actually very fortunate for him.
Yes, because...
Getting drunk as a teenager is one thing. Getting drunk as a teenager at school is insane.
And apparently they think he was high as well. So
Well done, Arnav.
this was not his best
two
decision.
kids at one of our athletics carnivals when we were at school decide to drink a bottle of whiskey between them, and they had to take them home in an ambulance.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Drinking half a bottle of whiskey is no small undertaking.
When I was finishing the HSA, I can remember one guy at a different school tried to show what a big man he was by slugging down an entire bottle of vodka, and well, he dropped dead instantly. So
Really?
yeah, he didn't vomit. So
Well, yes, because
that's why you vomit. It's a desperate attempt.
it's a desperate attempt to stop so much alcohol getting into you. Because yes, a whole bottle of alcohol, of vodka, especially over a very short period of time, is literally fatal. Anyway,
The nips got bigger.
so I have prepared a classic D&D wilderness adventure map.
Look out, they got hexagons.
So expertly done. Now, I guess I will.
You know, when I glanced at
How
that
many
before,
miles is each hexagon along
when
the
I
side?
glanced at that map before, it looked really coolly and detailedly drawn.
And then when you actually look at it, you go, "Oh my god, it's been drawn by a 3-year-old."
Yeah. And not particularly gifted
Not a
3-year-old.
particularly gifted 3-year-old.
Here's the castle, and here's the village. Here's where the goblins live.
Don't make fun of it.
Sure, it looks great, Dave. Don't let him go.
I'm sending you a photo, David.
Oh, perfect.
Give me a second while I do that.
Okay.
Hang on.
So
That's mission.
because what I'm going to need someone to do, because this is how we used to do things in D&D.
Why is there a fork in the river?
What do you mean? Why is there a fork? in
Well,
the river?
Mish's Ferry is here, and it's like a long river, and Mish's Ferry
Oh,
is
there's a
here,
good question.
and there's like this river coming off.
Well, it's obviously a river,
It's
a
a
tributary?
smaller river that's not on that larger map. I would
Might
have
it be a
to.
tributary or a creek?
Oh, okay. So yeah, because Zirkin's there, Zirkin's here. So yeah,
That's a good point. I didn't notice that before, but I took it from the master
Yes.
detailed games master's map, as opposed to the player's very undetailed player's map. So
Zircas.
let me compare that. Whatever.
I
the
can't
hell.
even read that.
Yeah, I'm afraid the writing's a bit hard to read because I didn't have a dark pen to
Yeah.
write over
That's
the
okay.
over the Yeah. So the main river
Yes.
is this
That
one,
Yes.
and this is just a little
Yeah,
creek.
tributary, yes.
Yeah, that Sukiskin is on. Because remember, you had to cross a bridge to get to Sukiskin.
Yes, I realise this.
Okay, so and of course I'm just gonna draw on this map because that's its purpose anyway. It's not to be kept perfect and sacrosanct. Because I'm going to ask somebody to just keep track on the map of where they are. So the
trail leads
the trail leads off to the hex to the east of Sukiskin. Is where it's going. And I'm assuming you're off now to follow it?
Yes.
That's
Yep.
the idea.
So you're on horseback, so you should be able to cover a reasonable amount of distance in a day. I did look up these rates, but to be honest, I didn't actually look up horses, how far you can travel in by horse. But I do have locations that you're going to go to that are easily reachable in a day. So
Was this place one day away from Miska's Ferry?
it was 1 day's travel on foot from Misha's Ferry.
Plastic shopping bags filled with gasoline in their houses.
So we can move 6 squares. on
Yes,
foot.
that was it.
Yes.
Thank you. On foot you can
There was
average about 6 squares a
about
day,
or
6
so
hexes a
ago,
day.
find Something positive.
You know,
Nice.
in decent
And
terrain.
looking at his window and talking to his wife, I said, I'm looking at our neighbour's place and he's storing bags of gasoline in a back shed, made out of nice metal, just in time for a hot Texas summer.
Bags
The wife
of
goes,
gasoline.
Bags of what?
plastic bags of gasoline.
yeah.
That's a thing.
In Canada, gasoline comes in bags.
And the wife says,
Yeah.
I am going to order
What?
some cameras so we can record and enjoy the resulting explosion. And the husband goes, there it is, the reason why I'm married.
This person says there are people right now in this nation with plastic shopping bags filled with gasoline in their houses who won't take a vaccine because it's unsafe.
I was fuck. Oh God, I hate these people.
Okay, so if you follow the tracks, matter of fact, let's just cut to the chase because there's no real point not doing that.
I'm wondering
So
if
let me
people were
just
doing
draw the
things that did
path.
that during the 1970s gas crisis.
Oh, God.
Almost.
Oh, hang on, that's not quite true. So the tracks follow just on the edge of the forest, basically. I'm drawing this really badly.
It was on the edge of the forest.
And you end up after about half a day of travel
About there, yes.
to about there.
Cool.
All right.
We're at the bump.
You're at the bump in the forest. So you basically, the horses are being herded along the eaves of the forest because it's at least a little bit darker
It's
there,
easy, and it's easier to herd horses through plains
rather than through the woods.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, funny that. Something to do with horses not liking to go between dense trees.
Exactly. So the goblins have had to compromise. Now, here's the problem. I want to look at the map, but I also want to read the flavor text. And these two things are in very separate parts of this PDF. So now I have to go back to where I was.
Could you open 2 at once?
I might be able to. I don't know if I can do that. Let me try. Do I now have 2 copies open? I do not. It just goes back to the same.
It's like some weird old master where you get painting on top of painting on top of painting.
I could open a separate copy on my iPad. That might work. That might work actually reasonably well.
It started out as his signature and what I assume was a child's drawing of his face, and ended up as this.
I don't think I ever started with face. I don't.
There was
But
some
there
sort
might
of
be
smiling
that-
face in the
What,
corner or something.
Program are you using there?
Oh, just stupid Microsoft Paint.
Give me a second. I'm just going to open a separate copy of the module on my iPad so that I can look at the map and read the flavor text and read the module text simultaneously on 2 separate devices. Once I find the copy
It
of
might be
module.
edifying if it's thoroughly annoying to find out where that habit of putting gasoline in plastic bags came from. Probably some idiot on the internet. But I'm wondering.
Why would you? Put
I have
gasoline
seen
in
that done before, but it's the bizarrest thing I've ever heard.
I've never
Well, maybe
heard
not
of
the
it.
bizarrest thing, but it's
But
pretty
only because
bizarre.
that's a very deep well.
Yeah. Okay.
Doesn't it come in its own safe, very more safer container? It's like
Anyway, after about a half day's travel, you've got to that point there, and at this point, the tracks veer off suddenly into the forest.
Are they still nice and fresh?
They're pretty fresh.
Okay, so they're keeping just ahead of us.
You can certainly see a lot of horse poo.
Mhm.
Are there any skeletons of horses indicating that the goblins are eating them or anything?
Skeletons of horses.
Yes.
You know,
They'd have to stop for that.
They'd have to stop for that. Yes,
full skeletons. They just kind of
they
swarm over
sucked
the
the meat off them.
They can eat a whole horse in half a minute.
Are you telling me that's not how goblins would deal with a horse?
The air was thick with goblins, carnivorous goblins,
Anyway, what are you doing?
horse fleshy.
Well, we're
Are you
chasing
following the
friggin'
Are
horses,
you
aren't
following
we?
the tracks into the forest?
Like to eat them.
I'm just saying it's going into the forest at this moment.
Yep.
I'm just saying maybe, I don't know, you need to be cautious or something, or I don't know.
Oh, right.
How are we going to be cautious?
You're going to have to get off your horses anyway. at
Oh,
this
yeah, we're
point.
going to have to leave.
Get off your high horse.
I have flavor text.
Uh-oh.
How?
Oh, I should have let you roll before now. Roll.
All right. On what?
Just no, just roll. D100, please.
Z100. Okay, we'll roll.
Just because you were doing the tracking before, that's why I'm getting you.
Okay, yeah, 5.
Oh my God, you're doing
I'm doing
brilliant.
amazing tonight.
You're Mr. Tracker. So not only have you noticed the obvious horse prints and the obvious flappy feet of goblins, right? But much more subtly, because they've come over the top of the other tracks, you see the occasional wolf print.
Mm.
You know, like a wolf, from like a dire wolf.
And they're riding in single file.
That's
Not only that, you rolled so well, you can tell that the wolves passed after the horses. Like the horses and passed first, and then sometime later the wolves came up.
Gentlemen, the game's afoot. There is dire wolves in this here forest.
Oh, maybe they'll fight each other. We can come and
This
see
may or
later.
may not be correct, but it does lead to the possibility that the wolf skulls are following after the vipers, possibly
Remembering 'cause
in
of-
anger because
Yes,
they-
well, based on what the Vipers
They
were saying,
buggered off early.
based on what the Red Blades were saying, I'm getting my Goblin tribes
Yeah.
mixed up. Based on what the Red Blades were saying, the Vipers betrayed them by buggering off with all the
Yes.
horses.
Now, if that's correct, and we don't actually have full confirmation of that, but then it would make sense that the wolf skulls were following after to get revenge, or at least grab the horses and take them back to their owners.
So now I should just say, you didn't just notice those tracks; you noticed them on the way here. So
Okay, so
it's not specific to this place, but it's important context.
Okay.
Anyway,
And I can also tell that one of the dire wolves is walking with a slight limp and has been a bit off his tucker for a couple of days.
yeah, based on the condition of his scat.
Yes.
Now, it seems you were not the only ones. I'm reading flavor text at the moment. It seems that you were not the only ones out to catch the horse thieves. For in the muddy clearing before you, the goblins have been attacked and massacred.
Oh, wow.
The stripped and bloody bodies of a score of goblins lie mixed with the torn carcasses of horses, and the obese corpse of a tall goblin hangs by his feet from a tree. But even now the goblins have no peace. 6 large beetles are feasting on the remains. Without a moment's hesitation, they scuttle towards you. It seems they prefer live meat to dead.
Beetles!
God, it's death by
It's
beetles.
embarrassing to fight beetles and fight swords.
They're huge beetles.
Yeah, well, are we talking collie dog-sized beetles or
Alsatian.
Shetland pony-sized beetles?
Beetles!
So we're fairly confident at the moment the battle was from.
They're beetles about the size of Cujo.
Right.
We're fairly
I have
confident.
never seen that
We're
movie.
fairly confident.
They're
Was
big dog size,
we're
Beetles.
fairly
but
confident-
not as big as a small
We're
horse.
fairly confident that this was a goblin on goblin.
You may be able to work that out after the more immediate problem.
Let's kill the beetles.
How many beetles are there, Dave? And if you speak more, I'm really going to piss myself laughing.
There are 6 beetles.
How many dice do you
Why are
roll?
you gonna
Six
piss yourself
requires
laughing?
one.
Honestly, have no
I'm
idea.
rolling a
The
6.
Fab 4.
5.
It's a reference to the Fab 4.
5 for
It's been a hard day's night, but I guess we
Oh
got
my God, the
Oh,
beetles
bugger.
beat you.
You and your
That's
sixes.
The Beatles.
What's our
Equip.
initiative number again? Is it intelligence?
No. It's already happened.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a simply
Yeah.
one person.
You lost, Jono.
And we go in group.
Sorry, I didn't hear you, Dave.
I said, Pete, are you saying that you're less dexterous than a beetle? That's fantastic.
I rolled a 5.
And I rolled a 6.
Ah.
Now I'm going back
We're
to
all We're all less dexterous than a beetle.
now I have to go back to the combat sequence table, which fortunately I found rather quickly. The side that wins the initiative acts first.
No kidding.
Jesus, I'm glad.
They spend the turn moving towards you. So that wasn't too hard, except
Bringing themselves into our range.
exactly. Could somebody give me a D20?
Oh, sorry.
Very considerate.
Well, 3 of them move toward. I'm not going to do this on a map. It's fine. 3 of them move towards you, but 3 sort of hang back and point their abdomens towards you
Oh, yeah.
and try and squirt something at you.
You're going to wee on us.
1 failed.
They're not goblins, they're beetles.
What's their
One
Tharko?
exploded violently.
I probably should decide.
I'm not quite envisaging goblins pointing abdomens at us.
They're not goblins, they're beetles.
Beetles. I mean beetles. I
That-
just
that's-
don't quite.
Now I'm assuming the 2 fighters are at the front because we didn't actually establish that.
Yes.
The 3 fighters are at the front. Well, that's kind of convenient because I rolled 3 times. I'm going to say 1, 2 Saxon, 3, 4 Peter, 5, 6
Okay.
Dave. 5,
I'm
6
chopping
Dave.
from this.
6 Dave, yeah. I knew that was going to happen.
I'm assuming you're hanging back for the moment.
Okay.
So I rolled a 14 to hit Peter. What's your armor class?
2.
That would be a miss. And I rolled a 15 against you, Dave. What's your armor class?
I believe it is
2.
2.
Isn't
Same
it
as
like
me.
2 or something? Okay.
2, same as me.
Yeah.
So to hit a 2, they would need a 16. So neither of them hit. All right. But what they're squirting at you is this horrible smelling oily substance that you probably don't want on you.
Maybe it's nice and soothing if you have it in a bath.
Could be like
Yeah.
So now it is your turn. Actually, kind of with those rolls, it probably is on you, but it's splashed on your armor and you're fine. But it smells bad.
I cannot. I am a real man of wherever the hell I am. I think that.
So now it's your turn. So the first thing that should happen is movement. So you could move to close into hand-to-hand combat with the 3 in front of you, which means that you will cancel out missile fire combat because that comes next, although there are the 3 in the rear. You could spend the turn shooting at them rather than engaging in hand-to-hand is what I'm saying. But if you right now, you can either choose to rush at them with your weapons, or you could shoot them this turn.
I'm kind of inclined to close the distance, to be
I
honest.
do not have the option for shooting, so I'm inclined to close the distance as well.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm already going.
What's Stroud doing?
What are you doing, Dave?
I'll go into, if you guys are going into melee, I will as well.
Okay, given that there are
3 to
3
3.
forward and 3 back,
Yep.
that's 1-on-1-to-1. All right, so that's what just happened. Now it's a missile fire combat turn stage. So for the remaining characters, they do have the option of shooting at the squirty beetle.
Melee happens last.
Yes.
This is,
Yes, okay.
this is exactly what I intend to do.
All right, roll away.
10.
What do you hit what's your arm? What
What
armor class does that hit?
What beetle?
10 would hit an armor class of 9.
Well, that's not very good.
No, it's not.
It bounces off their armored shells,
Damn it.
or rather one of their armored shells.
They'll be
you
armor
hit
class
one.
6.
Because I can't hit more than 1 in front.
I know they're armor class 6. but
Urban
everything's armor
also
class 6.
has a sling.
But these are armor
so-
class 4.
Aha! You revealed yourself. I knew it.
John has just gone off to the lavatory, but I noticed that Urban's character also has a sling. So
Yes, roll for Urban, unless you want me to do it out of a sense of responsibility.
he rolls a 1. What?
Well, he hits himself in the head. No, it's fine. He misses.
Okay.
Who else is there that could shoot?
I don't think Ray's character has the option for slings or bows and arrows.
Have you done urban?
Yes, I just did. I
Oh,
rolled
right,
a 1.
okay.
That's what the whole hitting himself in the head is about.
Oh,
Hey! Okay. So now it is magic spells, which there probably isn't
Not gonna happen.
going to happen. What's the cleric got? Does the cleric have anything offensive?
That's a good question.
I don't
Yes,
use it more
that's
as
it.
magic.
Cure light wounds and protection from evil are the only 2 things he's got listed besides turn undead.
Yeah, evil doesn't really
Odor?
apply in this case. They're not like inherently
No, it
evil.
would be more effective with the goblins.
Offensive body odor.
And then so now it's hand-to-hand combat.
Yep.
So you fighters can all get to roll a d20.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Remember, you can adjust it by your strength.
That's 12, which means it's armor class 7. I'm not good enough.
I'll roll 11 plus 2 modifier for strength takes me to 13. That hits armor class 6.
Oh my God,
Not
we
good
might
enough.
struggle with these guys.
Well, if they're armor class 4, they're going to be
So
really hard to
wait,
kill.
wait a minute. Are we talking about a situation where we have basically massacred goblins, and now we're likely to get eaten to death by
Eaten
beetles?
Well,
to
these
death by
guys are armor
beetles.
class 4, so it's like, yeah.
It's amazing how much more difficult that is.
Okay, Dave, what did you roll?
Okay, I got. Oh, hang on, off the table.
Well,
Well,
maybe-
17, 20. Not
20,
that-
you definitely hit
I don't have
one.
any spells, which is why I was going to stay behind.
Yes.
Why don't you have any spells? We've been going through.
Roll for damage, Dave. There'd be D8 plus your strength.
To have a long rest.
Strength, I get
Best master.
8 points of damage.
You kill the beetle. There's one less beetle.
Right. There's one less little beetle in the world.
They're not that little.
I don't know if we'll be able to reform now.
Okay, so now it's the beetle's turn.
Yes, round 2. Beetles, yes.
They sing Yellow Submarine.
Are they going to bombardier beetle fart at us again, or are they going to do it with the mandibles this time?
So I think they let me think about that one.
Wouldn't they shoot at the people shooting at them?
Yeah, probably, except for the ones that are fighting.
Yes.
I think, will they all do that? Yes, they will all do that. So missile fire, except for the 2 that are already in hand-to-hand. So, what am I rolling against?
That's a miss.
I should probably decide in order who's doing what. I'm going to say, oh, fuck, now I have to decide who that was.
Roll.
Just roll and then decide what that means.
That was
I was
Dave.
going 1, 2, 3, 4.
Doesn't matter because it was a missed shot anyway.
Well, except that there'll be more.
Well, it's
Okay, I'll just
you're
decide.
being weird.
No, I'm not sure I'm being weird. It's because I was going to try and work my way around.
Mhm.
A 15. Okay, now I'll just randomize it. So it's 1. Well, except the 2 in hand to
Actually,
hand.
yeah, I understand.
The 2 in hand can't. They're not being shot at.
No.
So that leaves how many humans? How many characters rather? Because one of them's dwarf. That aren't in hand to hand.
There are 3 in hand-to-hand and 3 who are not in hand.
And are we counting Taras? Because I've forgotten about Taras.
Oh, yes, you're right.
I've totally forgotten about Taras. He will come and rescue you all in a minute.
Okay.
Yay!
Because I forgot about him. He hung back for a turn, assessing the situation.
Killing him in the night.
No, he just forgot he was there for a minute. He was distracted by butterflies.
I cannot act yet. I must be in the mood.
So confused. 1, 2. There's 2 characters that aren't in hand to hand,
That would be me.
plus Taras.
There are
3
3
people.
characters, Jono, Urban, and Ray.
Yes, he said.
I forgot Urban. I forgot Urban.
4.
Well, we'll say Taras isn't here at the moment. So a shot against Jono.
He ran away.
You got Martian Lurgy.
Roll a 15. What's a
15
roll
or
off?
above, 15 or above.
No, I got a roll of 15. What's your armor class?
My armor class is 5.
You've been hit. You've been hit.
I've been enfrubled by a beetle.
You've been hit by horrible, smelly oil stuff. You take 5 points damage.
You are kidding me.
It stings. It smells.
And I'm
It
currently
probably
on
burns
3
as
hit
well.
points.
It burns us.
Did you get healing?
No, I was on 8 hit points before we got started.
Oh, that's right.
You were the only person who got healing.
We weren't sure what your hit
we
point
didn't
total
understand
was.
what your hit point total is, so we couldn't give you healing.
Well, rather what your current total is versus what your
my
maximum
normal
is.
my normal maximum was 10, so I've got bugger all.
Right.
Okay.
But so I'm down to 3.
Okay. Do you have a potion of healing by any chance that you haven't used?
Uh,
I gave everyone one at the beginning of this adventure, so unless you've used it already, you should have one. Is the answer. Do you
I've still
recall?
got mine.
Do you recall using your potion of healing?
well,
I'm evil.
I don't entirely, but you've got to understand, my
Entirely?
memory is not what it used to.
Never mind. Never mind. We're moving on with our squirty beetles.
Looks like I don't have it.
Now, this
I
one's
don't
going to
remember
be against
anybody using their potion. Actually.
What's Urban's armor class? What's Urban's armor
It
class?
is 2.
Ooh.
That's what it says. Take a look.
How the hell do you get 2?
He's probably wearing full plate mail. He's allowed.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. He's a cleric.
Yes. Allowed full plate mail plus mace.
Yeah, he's got full plate mail and a shield. Yeah.
It burns, it stings. He just took 6 points of damage. Somebody write that onto his character sheet, please. Just temporarily on the side somewhere. So it looks like he's got a working total of 12 minus 6 means he's down to 6. I rolled really well just now, by the way.
We noticed.
And then, so there's one left. Oh no, that first one missed. That was it.
Yes.
Squirt, squirt, squirt. So now we're on to hand because there's 2 that are in hand-to-hand with you. So this one can be against Peter, and it got a 13.
That's not
Which
going to get me.
He's not going to get you. And the one against, oh no, there is no one against
No.
Dave. It's against Saxon, and
Dead.
that also misses. So it's now
Beetle.
your turn again.
Oh,
Mhm.
Missile fire from those who can do it.
No.
no,
let's-
melee's the last thing, isn't it?
Yes,
Oh, no, they're attacking us.
But missile fire is not neither melee nor movement, and the first thing is movement. So
yes.
Taras, with a war cry and a battle axe, runs in to engage one of the squirty beetles.
Okay.
Thus, there will be less squirties this time.
Why am I getting a Ralph Biashki vibe here?
Then, any other movement carrying part? Probably not. These guys will probably hang back and shoot again, unless Urban's character wants to
Well,
rush
here's
in.
the thing. Considering I've got 3 hit points left, I'm not plunging straight into hand-to-hand.
Stroud is currently disengaged, so he might want to move.
Oh
somewhere.
yes, Stroud, David, you
Yeah.
should rush in and engage one of the unengaged beetles. That's what
Sure,
you
I
should
will do that. Move me to
All
where another unengaged beetle is.
I've moved you there.
Yes.
In the theatre of the mind. It
Your
is
miniature
done.
is beautiful.
Thank you. Don't I know it?
All right, so now it's missile combat. So there are 2 unengaged beetles,
Okay.
if I'm counting correctly. We started with 6, 1 is dead. No, 4 in combat. There is 1 unengaged beetle that someone could shoot.
Right? I'm going to shoot the damn beetle.
You missed.
1. To whack myself on the head.
Urban rolls a 19. He
I'm going to
hits-
call that a hit.
He
Yep.
hits the beetle right
And
between the
what-
eyes.
What damage? could
1d6 or 1d4?
So it was 1d6.
What is it, slingstone?
Let's have a look.
Has he
If
got-
it's a slingstone, it's 1d4.
he must have a rip-
Pretty sure it's 1d4.
1d4.
Swing? Okay. He rolls a 2.
All right, it's slightly damaged by that, but only slightly. Okay, it is now melee combat
Okay.
in any order. I don't care.
I roll badly. I only hit. Oh no! Hold on a second. I roll a.
I just rolled a 20, so I'm going to assume I hit him.
Yeah, we'll just wait till Saxon works out what he's
Ah.
doing.
No,
Okay.
no, it was a different miss. Sorry.
All right,
the upside
roll for
down.
damage.
It's not a 6.
I rolled a 1.
Plus your strength. Plus
Oh,
your strength.
2.
Total of 2. Okay, so there's 2 damaged ones. I'm just keeping that in my head. Dave, you can roll.
I can roll. I've rolled a 17.
Plus your strength or
Oh
hits.
no, that's without plussing my strength. So it'll
That
be
hits.
20 with my strength.
Yeah,
plus.
that's definitely a hit. That's definitely a hit. Roll for damage.
Right.
1d8.
Erasmus.
1d8 plus 3. I've rolled a. Oh, geez. I wish you could see this. I've honestly rolled an 8. So I've got.
I absolutely agree with everything you say.
Okay, thanks.
Well, you could actually show me on the, or you can't really.
Should get a second camera down where my
I think
dice
we
is.
can
Yeah.
accept his words.
I totally accept your word because, quite frankly, I don't. This I'm quite happy. I'm kind of keen to end this combat. Really.
Everybody's honest.
So that's 2 dead. That's 2 wounded. 2 wounded beetles, 2 dead beetles.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and two undead beetles.
Do they take a
Two-
morale check or
Two
they just,
undead
they just keep
beetles.
fighting?
Well, now we've got undead beetles.
Undead beetle.
Okay, so now it's the beetles' turn.
Oh, that could be the next Marvel comic movie.
Come out, the beetles.
Everyone's crying out for an undead beetle movie.
The beetles disengage and scuttle away.
No, let's chase them.
Beetles. We've got enough beetles to make beetle headdresses.
Oh God, won't that be attractive?
We are the beetle group.
We make a
Hang on, yeah, if they're armor class 4, we should be able to wear their shells.
Wow, that's tasteful.
I don't need to though, because I'm armor class 2, but others might.
I love to wear the purple iridescent sheen. Matches my eyes.
Actually, Ray, do you want a beetle shell to improve your armor class?
They were like giant beetles, and their shells were like armor class 4. People would so use that as armor.
They so would.
They
All right.
would.
Oh, it's very a dark sun using beetle armor for
Well, historically, people have used bones for armor. It's no different.
true.
Yeah, you could try and make armor out of the beetle.
People have made
carapace.
armor out of bamboo. They make armor out of anything. Anything. If it stops stuff, you'll wear it.
It just smells a bit.
The beetle carapace
That
is
is so disgusting.
You can clean it.
Yeah.
Jeez, what do you think leather armor is? It's
the skin of
it gets
cows.
made in a factory somewhere out of silk.
It's like the cow version of the Necronomicon. Now,
And with dog poo.
I can't believe people are like, oh no, oh god.
so,
Yeah, can I say the problem here is you're saying, what about leather armor? I'm saying, yes, I'd be very happy to put those to wear those beetle carapaces if we'd gone through some kind of tanning process.
Yeah, well,
We're not just scooping out their guts and slapping it on, though.
well, you would actually. You just dry it out and clean it up, and then you
We don't have time
literally
for
just
that.
slap it on. Because
Actually, we might have time
don't.
for that.
We don't have
We
time
have to
for
prepare
this.
the urine first.
Mm.
anyway,
Nah.
Are all the horses accounted for right now?
there's no, well, in
Our
terms of
our
dead
horses.
horses,
No,
Yeah.
our horses.
Yeah.
your horses are
Ah,
accounted
In
for.
that regard, just pause for a moment.
Oh, have
how
they
many
eaten all
white
horses?
horses were there in total that got stolen? Compare that. How many? dead
That's a
horses
good
we have
question.
right
Maybe
now?
we
The
could give up.
answer, which I'm not sure. It's not all of them. No.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
So
Here we
this-
go. Here we go. Here we go. I can tell you that as you're looking around, besides the 2 dead beetles, you see 22 viper goblins, which you can identify by their distinctive cheek tattoos.
Mhm.
There are 3 wolf skull goblins and a dead dire wolf. All have been stripped of any weapons or valuables, so someone's already taken off.
What about the
those.
So
large
lots
guy?
of naked goblins. Boy, that's an attractive sight.
17 dead horses. There were 41
Okay.
at last count in the corral. Maybe some got lost somewhere else as well, but there are 17 dead horses here.
Question.
Yes,
Wasn't there one larger goblin hanging up upside down or something?
there was, according to the story. Yes, who was that goblin upside
Is
down?
that what's his face?
That was just in. That was in the. It's not Vlack the Invincible.
Well,
I am Black the Invincible. What?
he's obviously invincible.
I'm not sure that means what you think it means.
Exactly.
No, it's the same as invincible, isn't it?
Invincible?
Invincible.
I'm
invincible,
joking.
Inflammable, inflammable.
Unscrutable.
I'm just trying to work out is this big goblin hanging upside down someone special?
I'm so invincible.
It might even be the Viper Chieftain, but I can't see it where it says.
I am the
Anything.
invincible warlord.
Where did this happen?
Why you're
Oh, here's
putting
the
up
information
their
here.
tree.
Well, it doesn't say here. It doesn't mention anything about this tall goblin being special, other than the fact that he's
His
hanging out.
name
of a
was
tree.
Frank.
Other than he was hanging out, I thought it might have actually been their chief for a minute or something, but it doesn't say so.
He was a much beloved father and an uncle to a lot of the street urchin goblins.
Just because Jono's been acing all his tracking rolls, I'm just going to assume he does this automatically, which is he notices that the tracks of the wolf skulls, as in the wolf tracks, lead off to the southwest. But that's not where the rest of the horse. But the rest of the horse. So there's two diverging tracks at this point.
Right. Okay.
One being what's left of the horse tracks leading off in one direction, and a bunch of wolf tracks leading off in another.
Well, we should follow the horse tracks.
Yeah.
I should just say,
We're not paid to bring back the goblins.
while you're surveying all of this, you hear off there somewhere some rustling in the foliage.
What's
Can
right?
Just before we pursue some more plot, the dead horses, how did they die?
They seem to have been torn apart by big wolf teeth.
Yeah, the wolf guys caught up with them. They clearly fought them off.
Pete, should we go and investigate what's rustling around there?
I think the country boy should do that.
No.
On his own. Oh, your skin's blistered up something horrible from that oil that the beetle squirted on you.
It's okay. He doesn't know. He'll just die. And then he can keep on as a zombie and we'll never tell him.
He still hasn't noticed. It's all right. You've taken all the damage you're going to take. I'm just saying it basically burned your skin.
And blistered.
What? Oh, this is the
beetle oil.
crap. Yeah. Well.
The beetle juice.
Beetle juice.
The caustic bombardier beetle parts.
Maybe they use it to dissolve their
Maybe,
what they're going to feed.
Maybe
on.
Can I just ask, as an evolutionary biologist, what the hell selection pressure would give you that?
maybe he'll get like
There
superpowers.
actually are beetles that
Yeah,
can
bombardier
squirt
Boiling liquid, yes.
noxious
yeah.
juices at you, yeah, as a defensive
But
mechanism.
not acidic.
Well, yes, they are actually.
It's not necessarily
Okay, so it's just heat burns I've got.
That's not even necessarily heat burns.
It's a corrosive substance.
Yeah, well,
It could even just be a hive kind of reaction.
Oh, maybe I don't know. Anyway, who knows? Anyway,
Could I get some? Is it possible to get some healing at some point? Or-
well, you do have a potion of healing. You could use that right now.
I thought I hadn't got. Okay, right.
No. Well, we
How's
decided
that work?
no one had used it.
You're getting an extra one.
Rule 1: cross it out if you're using it, so that you
Yeah.
don't. So that's
Write
not.
it down. Now
So it's not
and
the
cross it
magic
out.
pudding of healing potions.
Oh,
Ah.
that's the best kind.
Then roll.
Come again.
Then roll d6, add 1, and add that to your.
Healing
hit point
potion
total.
crossed out. Roll d6. Add 1. All right, so
6 points.
6 points. So that means 8 down to 3. 3 plus 6 is 9. So I'm only one.
Okay,
Does
you're.
anyone have a rubber that I could use for that?
If you have
Okay.
I was about to
He
say,
doesn't-
if you need a decent one, I could. There's one in my study, but I would
This
have
one
to.
works fine.
All right then. Sometimes they get worn out.
Mine is.
Okay, so
You would be
yes.
surprised how often that there's pencil underlining in books which need to be scanned.
rustling in the treetop over there, on the other side of the clearing.
He's one of the horses.
What?
He's one of the
I reckon it's
horses.
the
Not
goblins
one of
we
the
let
horses.
go.
Not unless it climbed a tree.
Okay,
Well,
who's really good at
Dexter's
spotting
horse.
stuff?
Well, what
Would that
skill
be me?
would that be?
What do Percepto rolls come
I'm
under
very good
in,
at spotting stuff because I say
In
so.
this edition, what
I rolled a 2. What do I spot?
A butterfly.
Excellent.
You stepped on it by
If
accident.
it's in darkness, I can use my
Excellent.
infravision to see it.
I will
From
pin
all
it
the
to my
foliage.
forehead. I am now Knight of the Butterfly.
I've got 45% hear noise.
Yeah, you must have rolled well then, because you noticed the rustling.
We could throw stones at them.
There's rustling up there, guys.
So yeah, to repeat the question.
I mean, how subtle are you being about this? Are you going straight to the source, or what are you doing?
Yep.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to figure out what the hell.
Striding manfully towards
Yep.
the source of the
No,
noise.
I'm moving silent.
Absolutely.
What are you doing, Dave?
In broad
Yep.
daylight.
You're striding manfully towards
Straight
it.
up to it. Yep.
Well, as you approach, a small goblin jumps out of the tree and starts running away.
Yeah,
Right,
that'll
I
be
wanna
the
chase
guys
him.
in relief. They're following us. They don't chase him.
Yep. Gonna chase him. Chase him down. Want to
No.
tackle him to the ground.
Yes, he might tell us something juicy.
He won't tell us anything. That's those dudes
I
from
don't care.
relief. We just
Fun
follow
run.
him.
One from-
He's diving and crash tackling.
Is this goblin armed? I bet he isn't.
I don't care. I want to grapple him, Dave.
Okay, I'm just trying to decide how this is going to work. Roll, because again, I've got no real.
Oh, we could build a fire and lower him into it.
I
Roll
can-
a d20 and try and get under your dexterity first to try and catch up with
Is
goblin.
his name Gorfield?
Oh, that might be hard. What's my dexterity? It's low. Oh, Jesus.
Plus, you're wearing armor, and the
Yeah.
goblin isn't.
Okay,
That's-
hang on.
Let's
I've got to
try
get
to
it
crash tackle
in.
someone
I've rolled a.
Wow.
I rolled a 2. Yes.
Oh well, then you rolled under then.
Yep.
So he failed to hurt himself because he missed.
No, he has to roll under in this case. He has to roll under his dexterity
Oh, okay.
because the higher the.
I rolled a 2, and my dexterity.
All right. Okay, just sort of make a hit roll, I guess. Make a hit roll. Just to roll a d20. In this case, high is good.
High is good. Okay, hang on. I've rolled a 16.
That's good enough. You've grabbed it.
He's crash tackled the goblin.
It squeals. You notice immediately that it's dressed a bit differently than a lot of the goblins you've seen.
Squeal like a
Um,
pig, goblin.
What are you intending to do with that goblin?
Having said that, so it appears to be dressed like a viper goblin, like a lot of the dead ones, but it's a little bit different in how the dressing, in its dress and its markings. Like
So
the
it doesn't
tattoo
have the
marks.
tattoo.
You might want to take.
So,
to one of
Dave,
us.
now that I have it grappled, it came out of a tree, did it? Is that right? It came out of a tree. And
Yes, it has a little knife.
See?
Yeah,
Right.
sorry, I gave it away.
Oh, you've got a woman.
It's a girly goblin.
Dave's finally
Oh.
scored.
Oh. What? So now I want to interrogate it. So what were you doing up in the tree, and why were you
That's a
running
trope.
away?
He's going to end up married to her.
Someone's going to have to speak goblin at it because otherwise this isn't going to work.
All right, I'm going to take it back to the party.
If you just speak slowly and loudly and threaten a lot, maybe you'll get the answer you want.
He won't be able to understand the answer.
You just have to
Ray,
keep yelling in
Ray.
British.
Ray, I brought you a present.
What is it that you need to tell us?
Answer!
That's a very meta statement.
Let me go, let me go.
Answer the question!
Let me go.
We'll let you go once you've told us what we need to know.
What do you need to know?
What
The-
happened here?
The wolf
Start.
skulls attacked us. They attacked us. Evil wolf skulls betrayed us. Murdered us.
Oh!
I hid
Why?
So what is-
Why were you hiding in the tree? From what?
from the wolf skulls, and then the beetles came.
Sounds logical. Where are our horses? Get our horses back. Where are the white horses?
What are you
Yeah, where are you
Where
taking
are
the
they-
horses? How far are they going? What direction?
Where
Who are
will
they
the-
going to?
Where will the vipers take the horses is even more important.
Mm-hmm.
The horses are plunder. We get gold.
Good. Where?
We get
Take us to
gold
where-
for horses.
and then we'll let
I'm
you.
not going. You let me go. They went that way.
Which clan
Take
took
us.
them?
The wolf, we know
Wolf
this.
skulls.
The wolf skulls. Their bodies are all over the place.
Yeah, no, but,
They went to the bandits to get gold.
Bandit.
Gold for horses.
What bandits are paying this gold?
Are they the
Mm.
manacled bandits?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Are they the manacled bandits?
What manacles? What?
Manacled tattoos.
Goblins might not pay attention.
No.
Oh, yes.
No, not tattoos.
Ah.
Vipers wear tattoos, not bandits.
Are they human bandits? Are they goblin bandits?
No, well, some are humans, some are pointy ears.
Elves. Elvish bandit.
Let me go.
Ah, just let it go.
Do you let her go?
Let it go.
Well, Dave's holding on to her, so I have to wait for Dave to say.
Dave,
Are you
Really? She's
still there, or are you having away?
has the internet lagged you?
What was that?
She's not going to lead us anywhere.
No, she refuses. They went that way.
She's
She
not
points
gonna-
in a general vague direction.
She's not going to invite you to your apartment.
Remember, it's pretty easy to track these horses.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to track a herd of horses.
All right, I let her go.
Just slow us
Look for
down.
where the trees have been trampled flat.
She runs off.
Mm.
Oh, so disappointing.
All right, so I assume you continue on,
Can't comment.
Okay.
eating some standard rations before you move on, presumably, so that you don't starve.
Technically,
Well, you can work on the standard rations
Oh,
first.
most of us
one
one, I'm
more.
afraid. Ah, he's got one more packet.
He's got a packet in reserve.
Oh, Jesus.
Start. The thing you have to remember is I've got a sweet tooth and I'm a garbage shack. Yes, of course I've got a sweet tooth.
Emergency ration.
You see
Actually,
this? That is not a beer gut. I do not like alcohol. This is chocolate. This is pastry.
This is disturbing. It makes me uncomfortable.
full carbohydrate.
Come with me, and you'll
All the
see
carbohydrates.
a land of pure carbohydrate.
Not the crunchy kind.
I don't know if you remember the comic series homestarrunner.com.
Only vaguely.
Well, they still do. The site is largely defunct, but they still do have every year the Halloween costume for people who Halloween costume competition for people who dress up as Homestar Runners characters. And in recent years, one of the characters has, and they always do a slideshow of all the ones who've done this year. And one of the characters has now developed a little song that he sings every year when there's somebody with a particularly nasty costume. He says, "That is impressive, disturbing, and makes me uncomfortable. Impressive, disturbing, and makes me uncomfortable."
Okay. This has become a running gag. Okay.
It has, yes. It's very good fun.
All right. So following the horse tracks, they do lead into the forest.
No kidding.
And
Which coincidentally is no longer a forest in the area where they've gone in.
yeah,
Now
it's all a bit trashed.
grassland.
It's all a bit trashed.
Yeah, well, probably they want
They would want
that,
to.
it would be to their advantage to be able to get into the darkness of the forest, even if they've got a little bit of encumbrance because of leading the horses to underbrush and stuff.
And there's a lot less of them now.
True.
After a few miles, it actually meets an overgrown trackway. So there is a trackway here that you seem to have joined. Trackway. It's not used heavily, but it is some kind of trackway leading off to the east. So the trackway basically starts there.
And they're going.
Okay.
It's made by Old Man Builder.
So just to be clear, that's something that starts here, or which we know.
You know, you just joined it.
Done.
It meanders off to the west,
Okay,
back towards the creek somewhere,
Okay, fair enough.
but definitely into the forest.
Okay.
Not sure what's.
Ray's making
Karis,
rummy sounds.
Oh, okay.
If we're actually
Hand me one. I haven't had any.
Okay.
I've been very good, but I need some jam now.
Look, ask Paris, what lies generally in this direction? Obviously, there must be something at the other end of this. Is it a town, a village, a corral, a ford?
No Bolgars live this deep in the forest. Only goblins and bandits.
Okay.
All the Bolgars live to the north, mostly.
Okay, well, ask Jono's character.
Yes.
Do goblins actually make trails like this? Or is it more likely to be bandits? I mean, it seems very unsubtle for bandits.
It's probably a bandit trail because they're taking the horses to sell.
I don't know, but what I do know is that there's a dirty great herd of horses here.
Mm-hmm.
How exactly do you intend to make them subtle? Horses
No,
tiptoe.
I mean a pre-existing trail.
The pre-existing trail that you've joined.
Oh, right, okay,
You could take branches and stick them on their head and pretend they're deer.
Well, I'm
Look,
gonna have-
when it's deep in the forest, it's not particularly obvious from it. You know, it's not like they can spot them from the air or anything.
Well,
Should
there
I do
wouldn't be
some sort
anybody
of
spotting
scan?
from the air unless they're flying on Pegasi.
Okay, the amazing tracker again. I'm just going to give him an automatic win on this one.
Okay, right.
Quite apart from all the horse tracks,
Yeah.
it appears some wagons have passed this way not too long ago.
Sure. Wagons as well.
Not today, but
In the past.
not too long ago.
So we can see
That's
wagon
good.
ruts
The
going.
bandits. That's good.
Anyway, I've already marked the next encounter
So
point on the map,
We're there.
so you're magically there.
Mm.
Okay.
What do we see?
Well,
What sort of?
let's scout ahead.
There's a sign nailed to a tree.
Is it in a language that we can read?
It's both in the Thaiatian script
Uh-huh.
and written in Bulgarish,
Good, I can read it.
and the other is in Elvish.
If you can read this sign, you are already dead.
It reads, Miss L. Fyodor.
Sure, that's in.
No, it's Elvish. Equine entrepreneur, dealer in fine horses.
Oh,
Okay, I think we found our horse
What's
thief.
the sorry, what's the name?
Fyodor. So it's
Did you
F-Y,
say Miss?
Miss L. Fyodor.
Miss Fielder.
Fyodorll.
So it's missed.
It's an Elvish. It's
Yeah,
Elvish.
It's a
FYOD.
Elvish horse thief.
F Y O D
That's why
O.
I
Shush.
suffer from.
Shush. Fyodorll. So two L's as in
Miss Theodora.
Fyodor.
Theodore.
Equine entrepreneur.
All right, let's go talk to them.
Miss or missed?
Miss.
It's Miss. M-I-S-S. Okay.
Okay, maybe this is where the
It's
horses.
actually Miss L. Fyodor, but you know.
Just a point of order. For
So
clarification.
Fyodor is the family name.
So the first name is L.
Point of-
No, it's just L as in
Oh my God, can we just go there?
L. Dot Fyodor. In the same
just
way
a
that D.
point of
Dot
order
Nipris or
is-
P. Dot Hopcroft.
Oh, L as in the letter L.
As in the letter
Oh,
L.
I thought you said L as in EL.
No.
Point of order is
It's hard to give that sense by just saying it out loud.
equine entrepreneur. Is that in such a way to imply that it is an entrepreneur of equines, or is it an entrepreneur who is equine? There is an important difference between
There is no-
I suspect the former rather than the other.
Are you a pig or are you a seller of pigs? Answer the question, you pig.
Well, it says dealer in fine horses after
Yeah.
equine entrepreneur. That does imply that she is not a horse, but rather a dealer. in horses.
Well, actually, it doesn't. In theory, it doesn't make her not a horse, but she is a dealer of horses. So I suppose we.
Are you a horse?
We are not sure until we.
Well,
Yeah, I'm not going to
one
finish that
thing for
sentence.
Sure, she has pointy ears.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's follow.
He's a
this.
horse.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's go.
You walk down the.
Dave, you get another chance to meet a woman.
Right, I'm walking. I'm walking away from them if I have to, but I'm walking.
That's good.
You follow the trackway down to an open clearing,
Mhm.
which was probably a slightly redundant phrase, but anyway, with a sort of a fire pit and 3 wagons.
Mhm.
Filled with Nazis.
Oh well, never mind that. And something I said before was wrong, but I'm just going to retcon it into being right. And then and there is a sort of a corral, made from like a palisades type thing for keeping horses in.
Are there horses in it?
There are horses in it.
Are they white?
Oh, hang on, is this right? Have I got this right? Maybe I should read ahead and make sure I got this right.
Are they the white horses we're looking for?
Yes, they are white horses anyway. They do seem to fit the description.
So
We'll have to have Taras actually confirm it for sure, but yeah. What are you doing?
As you're approaching, some rough, scruffy munchkins come wandering out
Are
towards
they
you.
Lincoln Green?
No, more in Dunnish brown.
Oh, well, they're
Yeah,
bad guys.
well, we can thank them for securing our horses, and we'll take them down.
We're random dudes. We're here to ruin your day.
What do you want?
good
These
news.
horses, thank you for securing them. And we're now going to take them.
I think we have good news. I'm fairly sure we can persuade the authorities in town not to execute you.
While you start talking, suddenly a tall,
Is she beautiful?
beautiful,
Horse.
Is she available? Is she not a horse?
with long blonde hair and the finest shiny plate armor you've ever seen,
Oh, cool. Let's kill her.
And glossy flanks.
strides out.
What?
The girl's here.
She's wearing a blue cloak over her armor.
God, she's a Warhammer elf.
What is going on? What business have you here? Do you wish to trade? I have recently acquired some excellent horses.
Yes, you
Our
have.
business here is tracking down stolen horses.
Stolen horses, you say?
Yes, we do.
I'm not in the business of stealing horses, only in trading them.
Well, that's excellent because that means you're going to hand back our damn horses over there.
I do have 24, as you can see, 24 excellent goblins. Sorry, goblins?
We're not interested in goblins, we're interested in horses.
Who said anything about goblins? I haven't seen any goblins recently. 24 excellent, beautiful white
You're mistaken. I didn't say anything about goblins.
That's racist.
white horses that I'm more than willing to
Give back to their original owners?
sell to you for 50 gold pieces each, because they are, of course, truly excellent, because I deal in only the finest of horse
How
flesh.
many deuces person of female gender have with her?
4 that you can see.
4 that we can see, but there are 3 wagons worth. That means there'll be 10 guys per wagon.
Okay. Can I
If
make
Dave
a
designs this
suggestion?
module.
This is probably not the place to become murder hobos yet again. I mean, we may have to try it, but for now, let's try and actually persuade this person to
We
actually...
could throw away our weapons and wrestle them.
Taras is rather upset that it's like, these are our horses. You return them to us. Me.
Okay.
They're the horses.
What?
My clan acquired these horses. They are not yours to sell. I'm not sure why he's saying it like this, because he wouldn't.
Taras, are there any marks or brands on these horses that we would be able to use to prove that they are yours?
Oh yeah, sure. Oh jeez.
They would brand white horses. They would
Yes.
lower their
No,
value.
what sort of... Are there any marks? Like,
I don't think so. The fact that they're white horses is
Yeah.
about as suspicious as you can get.
no, I'm not trying to find out if look, we know bloody well they're our horses.
Well, no. The answer,
What I'm asking
I think
is-
the answer is no.
Nothing. Okay.
I should just add, sorry, in the horse corral, you can now see not only are there 24 white riding horses, which you are fairly certain you know where they came from, but there are 10 other horses there.
So we could like get ahead.
Oh God.
That aren't pure white horses, but various kinds of colours that horses come in.
Oh, the many-coloured horse of the many-coloured wizard. Sorry.
So quite a collection of horses.
A plethora of horses. You could say.
Who's our best negotiator?
Not me.
Well, it probably isn't me. If I am our best negotiator, well, we're in trouble. My charisma is 11.
I'm a pretty good negotiator, but I usually have my sword.
Terrible.
Now, recall.
Yes, it looks like it is you, John.
Recall.
Okay, please tell me, Teacher Dave has better charisma than 11.
God, if only Ray had his sleep spell and we could put this.
Teacher Dave is a personality. Well, he's not Teacher Dave. His character is a personality vacuum.
He's got -2.
He's yes, charisma he don't have.
Yeah.
Yes.
11 is genuinely the best we can rustle up.
Yeah.
Me
And I
and
do
Dave.
use the word rustle with deliberation.
Now, of course, the price she's asking for is outrageous.
Yes.
Remember that Piotr offered to
20.
pay you 20
Mm-hmm.
each on their return. If you want to make any kind of profit on this, you would have to do some
15.
phenomenal negotiations here.
Or just murder them all.
Now, if she paid the goblins, as the female goblin did imply, for these horses, then
Then she might have money left over that we can take as well.
there's almost certainly a lower price that she's not willing to go below, given what she paid for.
It's a great shame she's going to have to make a loss here because she's trading in friggin' stolen horses.
Let's just cut out the middleman and roll for initiative.
Well, I want to see if we can actually persuade her
Yes,
to
exactly.
take the right path.
Exactly.
I'm not sure
I have no idea.
how we're going to do this.
I've got to roll below my character. Is that right? To be not necessarily.
and
You
possibly
can
say
try.
something convincing.
Yeah, let's maybe come up with a story to tell, maybe.
Roll 20. It just happens automatically. I say something amazing. Although I know not what that is.
I guess you could. Well, I don't know what it would be either. But effectively, if you're trying to appeal to the fact that, well, she probably paid for the horses, so she'd want to make money back.
Now, who are the people who is the person on whose behalf we're hunting these horses?
This guy,
Piotr
we win.
and-
The clan of
Yes.
Sikiskin. Their horses. They want them recovered because they want to sell them to the elves of Riflian.
How much are we being paid to escort these horses to the elves of Riften?
You were actually being offered quite a sum. Well, it was not per horse. It was like about 100 each from memory or something.
100 each.
Yeah.
So
So, question.
Hang on, I've got it written down.
it doesn't leave much leeway though.
So,
50 is
Oh yes, it's completely outrageous. She almost certainly doesn't expect you to.
She wants us.
agree.
She wants us to fight her. She
So
wants to
Biskin-
be fight.
I'm not sure she wants to fight, but she doesn't want to give up the horses, at least not easily.
Dave, on
Probably
my,
she has plans to sell them to the elves of Riflian. Maybe that's her plan. What? Sorry?
I've got written on my character sheet 150 GP for each of us.
Yeah, you negotiated up to 150. God knows how you managed it, but
You rolled well.
There's even we talk it down to 30 horses apiece, we're still going to lose money, I think.
Yep.
yeah.
So, realistically speaking, we need to convince her to part with them for free.
Either $20, 20 gold coins a horse.
Taras
Or
is
less.
Taras is quite insistent that Taras is quite insistent that the
That way
horses
we're breaking
the
even.
horses aren't hers to sell.
What's the clan's name again? Sorry.
It doesn't really have a name that I know of. The settlement, the clan hold is called Sukiskin, so they are the clan of Sukiskin.
The finest white horses in this area, where did they come from?
Well, they caught them in the moors to the north.
No, you misunderstand. Who in this area breeds or purveys the finest white horses?
Nobody. They were caught wild in the north,
right.
in the moors.
The moors.
No,
You go into the moors,
Nobody has a
and if you don't
reputation.
drown, you come back with white horses.
If you don't get killed, if you don't get killed by Loshad, who you will find out about later,
No shed.
then you
Somebody
might
who
get back
goes
with
to the back.
fine white riding horses, prized by the elves of Riflian, who will pay a high price for them.
I think I hate
That's
this
what
little
I've
shed.
heard.
Are you dropping a subtle hint here?
I don't know what hint
I hear
I'm-
no hints.
I'm not sure what hint I'm saying. I'm not sure what hint I'm dropping, other than that these horses are very valuable, and
Low shed will kill us on sight. That's
and-
what I got.
and Theodore is not doesn't really want to part with them except for an outrageous price. Leads you to a certain decision point.
It's the south end of a northward bound demon. It's an impasse.
This is weird, to be honest, to have a camp in the middle of nowhere with a sign that says "dealer in fine horses," but never
It's
It's dead
D&D.
suspicious. That's what it is.
it's super bizarre. But
I
I
would
can't,
suggest
but
it's
I also kind of love
I would suggest it's a person who's basically got a very, very long running
It's-
protection
It
racket.
still makes more sense than magic shops.
it. So this is where we're at. We're kind of
So it has come to this.
what's the time? It's 9:45.
Yeah.
I think we'll probably leave it there. We're almost at the end of this chapter. We've done quite well. But if there's going to be an encounter,
Yes.
let's do it next time. But that's not a terrible place to stop anyway.
We shall have to
We
sleep on it
almost completed.
for a period of time.
We almost completed the chapter. That's pretty good.
How many chapters does this module have?
I don't know the answer to that because the chapters aren't numbered. Instead, they've got code. They've each got a letter to identify them. Isn't that insane? I'd have to go to the table of contents. So the first chapter is called Siege at Sukiskin. So you've just about finished that one. I'm not going to tell you what the names of all of them are because it'll give away something.
Right, fair enough.
But the next one's called South of the River. I'm not giving anything away, other than where you're likely
We
to
will be
be.
south of the river.
But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chapters.
Well, technically, we're already south of the river.
That's true. You are south of the river. Expect more adventures south of the river.
The river into the deep south.
Oh
Deep south.
Do you know what's south of the river? The Dimrak Forest.
Oh, that's where I grew up, isn't it?
Well, on the edge of it, yes.
Run naked through the forest.
Well,
No, I did not.
that's where you've been this whole time anyway, in the Dimrak Forest. Where do you think you are now?
Yeah.
Speaking to a weird elf in a blue
He's
cloak.
accusing me of running naked through the forest, and I'm not going to be happy with that.
Where'd
Do
the
you have any
goblin
idea how
children?
cold this forest can get? That would be shrinkage.
All right. That's it, yes. I think that went pretty well, really.
And so the session ends with us eyeballing off against an elf. How shall this impasse be resolved? Tune in next time.
Don't forget her goons, an elf and her
She
goons.
sounds like she belongs in a fashion house or something. So,
I've kind of played up her appearance a little bit.
It's a bit campy.
Just
I think if we're going to go into combat with it, we better make sure that there's, like Pete says, there's not 10 goons per wagon.
yes.
don't ruin her beautiful armor.
This can make a fine trophy.
Won't fit any of you guys. She's too tall and graceful.
Is she just going to flee screaming, "Don't ruin my arm"?
Yep.
Take me.
Don't
hurt my armor.
besmirch my armor.
Look, I'm taking it off. Oh hell! Oh hell!
You did it. I didn't say anything. All right, we done?
Yeah.
I think so.
Am I leaving this call? What are we doing?
I think I'm stopping recording there.
All right.
I'll just.
I think that worked pretty well. All things well. It took me a while to get Zoom set up, but other than that,